Well, hey there. So, this is the third mainline sociology discussion. And most importantly, keep in mind the goal of this seemingly infinite series is to get you, my most brilliant friends out there in TV land, to see and feel and understand and know that society is inside you. It's not something out there that we can reach for. It is inside of us. And I can't overstate the importance of that knowing. And it's going to take me a long time to get there. And it's going to take you a long time to get there because so much of society is something we blame, something that's created, something we see as an external force so powerful that we can't escape it. And in some ways, yes, that is understandable for people to think that way or believe that way or act that way, but it's just plain untrue based on my quote unquote expertise of knowing one discipline and becoming a seeker and remembering that I'm a seeker since I was born. So, and remember, my perspective comes from an American point of view. I'm just a regular old American that has lived lots of places, so I've seen differences, but my heart is in the belief that the people here are imbued by the Creator in the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness. So I'd like to offer my view, or the view that I learned from my great grandfather and his views toward that one statement alone. The pursuit of happiness has been defined and redefined and argued about to the point of ridiculousness because people didn't have the central idea that living in this country, the pursuit of happiness, meant pursuing the vocation of your desire, because their history, the dialectical thesis of their generations, showed them that it didn't matter what the child wanted to do if the fathers and their fathers before them were blacksmiths, for example. That's what you got to be. Or pick a vocation. And I think that you can relate to being a child and your parents defining you in ways that you didn't understand, but they wanted the best for you and they wanted you just fit you into the best slot of the social order that they could from their perspective. Well, that's an American ideal. In Europe, or the old continent, they had seen brutality, 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 and they saw one ruling class. It didn't matter if your parents were a blacksmith or your mother was a baker or whatever have you, whatever you did. It was just to serve this unseen and very brutal working class. And the better you did, the more they came at you. You know, if you had extra crop, they came in and they took some. They just kind of figured they owned the land, that you couldn't benefit from the fruits of your own labor. At the same time, we have this group of intellectuals that grew questioning in Greek societies where it was total master-slave relationship. Hey, maybe these things that we use for slaves can think. And gee, they're a lot like us. They're not beasts. They're not, we'll make them half human. We'll give them a mind. We'll see where that goes. Because after all, they create a beautiful life for us. Okay, so we had that idea, but the ruling class became obsessed with themselves. Well, I think I'm a king, therefore I am a king. I think I am the ruler of the institution that tells people about God, so I am. I'm thinking about myself only. But you know, it's a very big world, and there's a lot for them to do, and so they just figured, we'll just go in there with the brutality, and if the peasants aren't doing as they're told, we'll just kill them. Well, by some grace of God, this Constitution of ours became a document for a new world. And because it was so bad, people escaped. So the United States of America sort of became a safety valve for the individual who knew of his oppression very well. When you were a slave in Greek society, I just think you knew you were a slave. You lived on 2 spoonfuls of soup, and if you didn't do exactly as you were told, you were fed to the lions. Long story short, right? There's a beautiful story right there. So the notion of freedom, life, liberty, like don't kill me. I can self-govern, liberty. I don't need to be told. And the pursuit of happiness, the pursuit of what makes me tick, what I love to do. I think of mechanics when I think of this. It's, you can tell your child all day long that they're going to be a doctor.